Hello, friends. I'm just dropping off my kids was to school, exhausted. Last night, went to the first concert of the year. I saw Mastodon and Gojira, two bands I haven't seen in about 15 to 16 years. I know I saw Mastodon, I think, back in 2006. Can't remember exactly what venue I saw them at. I also saw Gojira. I think this is the co-headlining tour for these two bands. I saw Gojira in 2007, and if I'm not mistaken, they opened that show for either Killswitch Engage or Machine Head, and I thought they were impressive, and they're still kicking ass today. But last night was cool because, like I said, I don't get to do these things as often anymore. When you have, you become a parent, you become, husband. Well, not so much husband, because my wife and I still had the shows a lot before we had kids. You know, it's one of our favorite pastimes was us going to concerts back in the day. But it was really cool last night. She couldn't go with me, so I keep telling you, one of the things we keep doing is that if we can't do things together because no one watch the kids, for us, we have to do these things, experience things on our own. But last night was cool. Went to the show with a couple of friends from work. It was a really good show. Tired as hell. Standing room only. It's an amphitheater. A couple of things here from last night. Being in a band for as long as I was, being in a rock band, and being not only playing shows for many years locally, but also seeing shows. I used to go to live shows like almost on a weekly basis. It's because I love it. The thing I realized last night was, I've played and attended many shows at pretty much every venue I can think of in South Florida. But last night was the first time I was ever at this place, Sunset Cove Amphitheater in Boca. And it was a beautiful, beautiful setup, man. It's put away somewhere at West Boca. I believe this was the old Meisner Amphitheater, if I'm not mistaken, that I've heard about for years, but never went to a show there, never played a show there. And I was there. I was amazed at the venue. It was beautiful. It was on a lake, which is gorgeous, especially at nighttime. And just the set was great. About 5,000 people there, 10,000 people there at the show maybe last night, if anything. But it was a great show, great time. Only negative for me was that I was, I'm getting old for this shit, man. I'm not used to going to concerts anymore. My back hurt. I could have sat on the lawn, on top of the lawn, but I did not. I want to be near the action, near the pits, mosh pits and stuff, which was pretty cool. Didn't get involved in anything, God, because I'm too old for that shit. But, but one of the cool things about metal shows, I've always loved it. Part of the reason why I've always connected to that, as someone who's very eclectic to music as I am, because I love pop, I love hip-hop. You guys know my taste in music. It spreads out from, my favorite artist of all time, Michael Jackson, my favorite band of all time, Metallica, my favorite legacy band of all time, Queen. But then I also love Busta Rhymes, I love Biggie Smalls, I also love, top 40 depending on the artist. The thing I've always connected to it with metal and metalheads and, music growing up was the anger in the music always connected with me. The aggression always connected with me. Especially somebody who was, while I was an extrovert, always kept things in. So that music always translated for me better than any other genre. But I've always loved the fact that no matter, and granted, let's be real here, let's keep it 100. The heavy metal scene is dominated by mostly Caucasians. You get Spanish people, of course, but most Caucasians. You don't see a lot of people like me, certainly at a low percentage, although you saw a few. But I've always connected with that because no matter how you looked or whatever, it always felt like a brotherhood. Even in the mosh pits, you see people help each other up. Like, if someone gets knocked down, help back up. If you accidentally knock down a female in the pit or in the area, you help back up. I've always felt like kinship to that genre because of, just the brotherhood aspect of it all. Whether you're in a band, whether you're a fan. And I've noticed the last, like, maybe 10 years, like, unless you're a massive band like Metallica or Foo Fighters or Tool, a lot of, like, bands don't come down here very often anymore. Like Mastodon said last night that they haven't been down here in probably 6 or 7 years, you know. And I mean, I saw them freaking 2006, 2007. So there goes that. But I've always felt a kinship and a bond with metalheads, because no matter what, man, whatever genre you are, whatever background you are, whether, you know, career you're dabbling in, whatever your lifestyle, you go to a show, all your problems and your worries are whisked away for 3 hours, 4 hours, you know. And that's one of the things I always love about going to shows. And I mean, I miss going to live shows. I miss it. I mean, yes, money wise, is obviously tax on money, because, you know, you go to a show. Although tickets were, well, first of all, I got 3 tickets for the show. Thank God. Although I would have paid for the show also, because I want to see these 2 bands really much, very much so. But seeing these 2 bands who've grown and, you know, have gotten pretty massive. I don't want to say massive within the genre, of course. It was a lot of fun. But and the cool part too, also ran into old friends of mine. You know, anytime you go to these old shows, you end up running people you know. I ran into my good friend Paul, aka Papa Mitty, and his wonderful wife Initza, who Paul and I have been in bands together for, you know, not together, but we've been in bands that have been associated with each other for many years. You know, our bands were always on the same shows, and, you know, we always had the same people. And some of my best friends are linked up with him and his family, and, you know, he looks fantastic. His wife looks fantastic, and just being there, that was a lot of fun. Kind of catch up with him, you know. And then I saw that my old drummer Raph was there. Now this is the 3rd time in a row my old drummer Raphael, has been at a concert I've attended. Yeah, the last 3 shows I've gone to, he's been at that show. Whether it was Metallica in 2017, Tool last year, and now this year at Mastodon and Gojira. So I imagine he'll probably be at Mudvayne in July. The next show I plan on attending. Didn't get to see him, unfortunately, though. But yeah, that's one of the cool parts too. Also, because like I said, because these shows don't come down as often, these bigger bands don't come as often. When you have the opportunity to see these bands, a lot of times the people who love this genre and are passionate about this genre end up coming out to support. You know, so just want to check in here. I had a good time last night. Ate a burger, ate a hot dog last night. I mean, a little overpriced, of course, but it wasn't as bad in comparison to going to a show, say at the stadium at Old Jarabi, you know, Pro Player Stadium. What's it called now? I don't know what it's called now. Landstruck Stadium, I don't know. Or going to a show or a game at formerly American Airlines Arena, formerly FTX, now called Kaseya Center, I guess. I don't watch track of these things, but had a great time. It was good to get out, good to do something different. And that's kind of the theme this year for me, as I turned 43 a couple days ago, is to start doing things different, doing more, just go. Because there was part of me that didn't want to go last night, because I just wanted to be home and relax and watch the Lakers-Warriors game. I'm kind of glad I went out, because the game wasn't really watchable after the first half. So that's the thing. I want to be able to start doing more and just do stuff, do more, travel, go to concerts, live. That's a theme of myself now at age 43. And even though you have the responsibilities of having kids and a marriage, if there's not an avenue to go out and do more, just do it. So had a great time. Came home at an hour. Came home about 11:30 last night, and just passed out within a half an hour of being home. Just passed out. So anyway, that's it for me on this Unfiltered podcast. Until the next one.